Hey, what's up everybody? It's Brian with First Shot Tactical, back with another video for you here today. And today we're doing an overview and install for the Brownell's Geissele SSA-E trigger. Not a lot to it here. You have your first part here, which is your actual trigger, and then this does have the pin through it already that we're gonna remove and use. And then you have your hammer here, which also has the pin in it as well that we're gonna remove and use too. And this will be used as a slave pin as you want to hold things in place while you're assembling. Go ahead and get this apart, get our new Geissele trigger in, and test it out. To remove the old trigger, we have two pins here and right here. So I normally like to start with the hammer one. Just be careful things don't go flying. I normally keep a thumb here, but I'm gonna go ahead and punch that out. We can set this guy aside, and there we go. Now we got the hammer out. Now we'll just do the same for the other one here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and punch that out. Slide that out, and with that out, you should be able to just go ahead and push this up, and you can grab this whole assembly here. With all that out, we're ready to go ahead and put the Geissele trigger in, and on their instructions, they say you don't need to remove the safety, but we'll see about that. Sometimes, depending on the tolerances, you need to remove the safety to get this underneath, but we'll see here. Also, to install this, I'm gonna use that slave pin. I'm gonna swap it out on the trigger that we have. So right here is the actual pin we're gonna keep in when we're done. But I'm gonna put this guy in for now, so that way all this stays together and hopefully makes our lives easier. So let's just go ahead and push this guy through, keep it together, pull this one out the other side, and perfect. Let's go ahead and drop this into our lower receiver like so. And you wanna make sure that back piece is behind or underneath the safety selector. Again, we're gonna try and install this without removing it. And now you just gotta be patient and do a little bit of finesse here because we wanna push this trigger down, find that hole right about there. And you can see there's our silver slave pin. And now we wanna take our actual pin and we're just gonna push that right through. All right, about halfway there. Keep going through and boom, now it's in. It's as simple as that. Once that's in, the next thing we need to do is the hammer here. So it's gonna be installed like this. So that being said, this spring here is going to wrap around like this in the receiver. And the way I like to do this here is grab your hammer here and the spring, put it in sideways first, then turn it, and then go ahead and you just gotta kind of push and force this down into place until the hole lines up and we can put it through. One other thing, if you don't have a vise and you're kind of doing it like I am here all in your hands, is you can use a punch like this as a slave pin. So you can go ahead, try and get this down into the right spot first. Get that punch in. There we go. Just got it in time. And then now we can use that to redirect this and get our actual pin into place. So I'm gonna steer with my finger on this side to get it aligned. So it should be like right there. Then we'll take this guy. Oh, and one other thing here, it's recommended, you can see the way I'm putting this in, we have the two lines on it and they're on the left side here versus none on this side of the pin. And it's recommended that these go in this direction from the left side. So that little groove will be closer to this side. So just a heads up there. With that in mind, let's go ahead and redirect this, get this guy looking good. And sometimes you gotta like pull the hammer back here, try and get it into the right spot. And then once you have it started, you can take like a mallet like I have here, start giving it some taps, and then it should go right in. So it's as simple as that. Now you can see both the pins are in. We have our trigger in. And one other thing to point out is for the hammer spring here, you can see that it has those ears that come all the way out here, the bronze ones. Those go on top of the trigger there. I've seen some people get confused and try and feed those underneath, but they don't need to do that. They go right on top of the pin for the actual trigger part. So again, that's what it should look like when you're done here. And now you can function check it. Don't drop this on your firearm. Put like a thumb here, pull the trigger, and yep. Reset, go. Awesome, looks like it works. Before we put this back together, I always like to do some maintenance here, and since this is brand new, let's get some lubricant on it. So I like to get the springs here, drop on the trigger, and then we should be good. Hopefully this was helpful for you. If it was, like and subscribe, leave a comment down below, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks everybody.